Hi, so today I'll be talking to you about the jurisdiction of the Court of Appeal. Now, in terms of the constitution of the Court of Appeal, you have three justices who need to sit for the Court of Appeal to adjudicate in any dispute. And of course, if it's an appeal that has come from the Sharia court, then the three justices would need to be justices who are learned in Islamic personal law, that's Sharia law. And if it's an appeal that's come from the customary court, then the justices who would sit would need to be justices who are learned in customary law. Now, in terms of the original jurisdiction of the Court of Appeal, the Court of Appeal exercises original jurisdiction in three subject matters, namely determining any dispute regarding the valid election of any person to the office of president or vice president, and two, determining if the term of office of president or vice president is ceased, and three, determining if there's any vacancy in the office of president or vice president. So essentially, the three subject matters in which the Court of Appeal has original jurisdiction are subject matters that deal with the office and the election of president or vice president. Now, the first one is, in practical terms, where you have a presidential election and there's a controversy or dispute about the result or outcome of the election. Now, for all other elections, we have tribunals that are set up to determine those disputes. But for the presidential election, the Court of Appeal is the court or the tribunal that will adjudicate in that dispute. And then the other two, determining if the term of office is ceased or if there's any vacancy. Of course, these are matters that go to the legitimacy of the person in office or whether they have been lawfully removed or ceased to be a holder of that office. Then, in talking about the appellate jurisdiction of the Court of Appeal, all appeals from the courts that we regard as courts with coordinate jurisdiction, that's courts of equal ranking, all the courts at the level of the High Court, all appeals from those courts go to the Court of Appeal. So the Court of Appeal has appellate jurisdiction to hear appeals from all those coordinate courts. And then to the final jurisdiction of the Court of Appeal, there are two subject matters in which the Court of Appeal exercises final jurisdiction. First, appeals from the National and State Houses of Assembly Election Tribunal would terminate at the Court of Appeal. And secondly, appeals from the Civil Division of the National Industrial Court. All right, so the first one, that's appeals in election petitions, but this time election petitions for National and State House of Assembly members and representatives. And then the second one is the National Industrial Court. Civil appeals from the National Industrial Court, when heard by the Court of Appeal, would end there. There's no further right of appeal to the Supreme Court. So I hope you've enjoyed learning that today, and I'll see you some other time. Bye for now.